In this video, we will see how to configure Oracle Real Application Clusters monitoring in a BMC TrueSight environment. Now, let's go to the BMC TrueSight Central Monitoring Administration Console. This is the BMC TrueSight Central Monitoring Administration Console. From here, we'll create a policy to be applied on the Oracle RAC database instance host where we have installed the Patrol agent and the Oracle KM for monitoring. Now let's click on the infrastructure policies in the configuration section. Now we will click on create policy. In the create monitoring policy screen, we would need to give a name to the policy. From here, we can enable the policy. And in the agent selection criteria, we would need to provide the details of the Patrol agent where this policy will be applied. Now I have provided all the details. Now let's click on Add Monitoring Configuration. This is the Add Monitoring Configuration screen. For the monitoring solution, please select Oracle Database. The version is 9.7.10. In the monitor profile, please select Oracle Real Application Clusters. And the monitor type is Oracle RAC. Unlike BMC Patrol environment, in BMC TrueSight environment for configuring Oracle Real Application Clusters, it doesn't have a dependency on the oracle.kml to be configured to monitor one of the member node instances. Now let's click on Add in the RAC database monitoring configuration. In this screen, we would need to provide the RAC database name, the RAC database home, and the user credentials to be able to connect to all the member node instances. Those are part of this RAC database. Now I have provided all the details like the RAC database name, the RAC database home, and the user credentials to be able to connect to all the member node instances. The RAC database name and the database home can be found in the oratab file located at etc oratab. Now we will click on Add to provide the RAC instance information. In this screen, we would need to provide the RAC instance name, the TNS service string for the RAC instance, and the RAC instance host. And we would need to provide this information for all the member node instances. Those are part of this RAC DB. You can also verify the number of member node instances in a RAC DB by logging into any of those RAC member instances and execute a SQL query. For that, you would need to set the environment first, like Oracle SID, Oracle Home, and the path, and then log in using the database monitoring ID. Now I will execute this query to know the member node instances and on which host they are located at. Now I have provided all the details like the RAC instance name is RAC5DV1, the TNS service string is RAC5DV1, and the RAC instance host is DV01. If the TNS string is not specified in the tnsnames.ora, then you can use the complete description for the TNS like this. Now I will click on OK. Now I will click on Add again to provide the second member node instance details. Now I have provided the second member node instance details. Now I will click on OK. We'll click on OK here and here. Now that the policy has been created, I'll click on Save. Okay, in the messages, we can see that the policy is created. Now I will check the View Applicable Agents, and we can see that the policy has been applied to the patrol agent. Now let's go to the TrueSight Operations Management Console. This is the TrueSight Operations Management Console. Now I will click on the device name that I just configured. And here we can see that the monitoring for the RAC database RAC 5DB has started, and the member node instances, that is RAC 5DB1, RAC 5DB2 icons have also been created, and the services for this RAC database are also getting monitored. So in this video, we saw how to configure Oracle Real Application Clusters monitoring in a BMC TrueSight environment. Thank you for watching.